See, we are in accounts payable. In the previous class, you have completed the configuration for accounts payable. Just a minute. So today we have to start from posting of purchase invoice. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So posting of purchase invoice, F-43. If you look at the screen, it is just similar to F-02 screen only, except document type and posting keys. Document date is 2/11/2024. Within brackets, invoice date. Type is KR. Within brackets, vendor invoice document type. Vendor invoice document type. Company code SS27. Posting date 2/11/2024. Look at the screen. Here, document date means purchase invoice date. Here, document date is the date which is put on the original document, right? So for the purchase transaction, original document is purchase invoice. So on that purchase invoice, whatever the date that is there is entered here. Period is equal to 8. So November 2024 means 8th period. Currency INR. Posting key 31. Within brackets. Credit for vendor for invoice. Credit for vendor for invoice. Account is press F4. You can select the vendor from the list. Account is 4,501. Account is 4,501. Look at the screen. In the document header, document number is there, right? So what is the use of this document number? See, we can enter the accounting document number if the number assignment to the document type is external. Write down there. In the document number field, of the document header, the user can enter the accounting document number. The user can enter the accounting document number if the number assignment to the document type is external. You know, right? There are two types of number assignments, internal assignment and external assignment, right? So in the case of internal assignment, system assigns the number automatically and serially from the predefined number ranges. But if the document number assignment is external, user has to enter the number. So how the system knows whether the number assignment is internal or external? We define the number ranges for document types in OBS 7, right? So go to OBS 7, document type KR. See, for 19, right? External checkbox was not selected. Means it is internal assignment. If the external checkbox is selected, the user has to enter the number by himself, right? For the accounting document. In that case, he can enter the number in this field. Clear for everybody?
No, sir. Exactly which document number we need to mention if I am a user?
See, it is the document type KR, right?
Yeah, sir.
So if for the document type KR, right? If the number assignment is external,
Yeah.
user has to enter the number.
Right, right.
Which number? Accounting document number. Right?
Okay.
So in that
Yeah.
case, where he can enter the number? In this field. Okay?
Okay.
And that number should be one number between this number and this number.
Okay.
Cannot be
Okay.
anything else, right? That number should be one number between this number and this number. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But typically, it is always decided by
assignment
system
only.
itself. Yeah.
Yes, it is always internal assignment normally. Not normally. It is always internal only.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct, sir. Thanks, sir.
Next. Continue. In the reference column of the document header, in F-43, we can enter the purchase invoice number. We can enter the purchase invoice number of the vendor. See, every vendor invoice will bear one number, right? That number is given by the vendor only. We are not concerned with those numbers. So whatever the number that is there on that purchase invoice is entered here. See, with the help of the reference numbers, right, we can track the payments and invoices. So these are two fields that are important. Then click on enter. See, vendor 4,05,001, company code SS27, right? The amount is 75,000, invoice amount. Business area SS27. Payment terms 0001. So from where, see, actually did not enter the payment terms. It is automatically defaulted. So from where the payment terms 0001 is defaulted, if you remember, in the vendor 4,05,001, right? We have assigned the payment terms 0001. So from there, it is defaulted. So why did we enter the payment terms 0001 in the master record? Remember, master record always contains the permanent data, right? So we entered payment terms 0001 in the master record means this vendor always requires the payment immediately. Clear? Then B-line date 2/11/2024. Baseline date 2/11/2024. So what is the B-line date? See, B-line date is nothing but baseline date, right? What is the baseline date? Write down there. It is the date from which the credit period is calculated, to determine the due date. The baseline date is defaulted. From the payment terms master record. See, here, this is the system defined payment terms, right? So in this payment terms, the baseline date is defaulted as document date. So the document date is taken as baseline date. See, here, in our class, we create our own payment terms later on. But here I am showing you the system defined payment terms 0001. See, here, this is the payment terms 0001, right? For this, default for baseline date is defined as posting date, not document date, posting date, right? That's why here the posting date is defaulted as baseline date. Posting date means today's date only. Next, text being raw material purchased, text being raw material purchased, posting key 40. So in the case of purchase invoice, vendor account is to be created and inventory of raw material account is to be debited, right? So posting key 40. Account is 2,120,000. So inventory of raw material account is a GL account, right? To debit GL account, posting key 40. Account is 2,120,000. Within brackets, inventory of raw material account. Click on enter. Amount is asterisk. Business area SS27. Text plus. Click on save. Oh, sorry. Let us display the document. See here. Aishwarya Exports Limited is created because posting key 31. 31 means credit for vendor for invoice. Inventory of raw material account is debited, right? And you see document number 3,01,000 was taken. From where the document number 3,01,000 was taken? The document type for the vendor invoice is KR, right? So for KR, we have defined the number ranges. We have just a minute. We have defined the number ranges 3,01,000 to 4,00,000. So it is the first invoice you have posted. The system has taken the document number 3,01,000. Now let us post one more invoice for the second vendor. Okay. Same procedure, just look at the screen. F-43. Document date is 2/11/2024. Type is KR. Company code SS27. Posting date 2/11/2024. Period 8. Currency INR. Posting key 31. Account is 4,502,000. Click on enter. Amount is 1,00,000. Business area SS27. Payment terms 0001. So in this vendor also, second vendor also, we assign the payment terms 0001. Baseline date 2/11/2024. Text being raw material purchased. Posting key 40. Account is 2,120,000. Click on enter. Amount is asterisk. Business area SS27. Text plus. Click on save. See, document 3,02,000 was posted in the company code SS27. Like that, every day the user will be going on posting the invoices. Okay. Now see the next step. Check vendor line item display, FBL1N. It is just similar to GL account line item display in FBL3N. Vendor account is equal to 4,501,000. Company code SS27. Select to open items. Here, if you want to display what are the invoices pending for payment, you select to open items. So we have posted 2 invoices, right? But we did not pay anything to any vendor, right? So invoices are pending for payment. So if you want to see the invoices which are pending for payment for any vendor, right? You select to open items. Suppose if you want to display what are the invoices that have been paid, you select the cleared items. And if you select all items, the system will display both to open items and the cleared items, right? So select to open items. Layout is one SAP. Click on execute. See, for this vendor, there is one open item, 75,000. So how can you say this is open item? You see the status, red color. Red color means pending, open item. Open means pending. So this invoice is pending for payment. And you see, this is called due date symbol, right? Due date symbol, this is, see, this is the due date symbol, right? So due date symbol, bell icon means it is moving automatically. I don't know what happened. See, due date symbol, bell icon means due. This is due today. See, how the system knows that it is due today? Here, if you double click on the line item, you can see the payment terms. So from the payment terms, the system determines the due date. So payment terms 0001 stands for payment immediate. From when? This day only. That means it is due today. It is to be paid today only. It is due today only. Clear for everybody? Say for example, on 3/11/2024, the invoice will be overdue. See, this is the overdue symbol. This invoice is overdue symbol. Clear? This is line item display. Again, in the line item display, you can add the fields as per your requirement. You can add the fields, you can remove the fields. Then, display vendor account balance, FK10N. Vendor account is 4,05,001. Company code SS27. Fiscal year 2024. Click on execute. See, vendor account always defaultly shows credit balance. So for this vendor, 75,000 credit balance is there. Means we have to pay 75,000. Here, this 75,000 is due towards only one invoice or towards multiple invoices. If it is due towards multiple invoices, what are those invoices? If you want to know that information, double click on the total credit. It is due towards only one invoice. Then, see, double click on the month totals to see the details of the transactions posted. Then, display balances in sundry creditors reconciliation account. Now, I want to know what is the total amount of payables. Say, for example, for the first vendor, we have posted 75,000 invoice. For the second vendor, you posted 1 lakh amount of invoice, right? So to both the vendors, how much you have to pay together? 1,75,000. That is called sundry creditors. That has to be reflected in the books of accounts. For that, we need to display balance in sundry creditors reconciliation account, FS10N. Account is equal to 1,05,005. Company code SS27. Fiscal year 2024. Click on execute. See, total you have to pay 1,75,000. Right? So if you double click on total, see, 75,000 is to be paid to the vendor, 4,05,001. You see the assignment column, 4,05,001. 1 lakh you have to pay to the vendor, 4,05,002. So how the system is displaying the line items on the basis of vendor number? If you remember, for the sundry creditors GL account, we have given the sort key 012 vendor number. So the line items are displayed according to vendor number. Clear? Right down there. Observe that the vendor numbers are populated. The vendor numbers are populated in the assignment column in the line item display of sundry creditors. In the line item display of sundry creditors. Because For the syndicator's reconciliation account, because for the syndicator's reconciliation account, we have given the sort key 012 vendor number. Following everybody? Following everybody?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay. Write down. When the vendor invoice is posted, the system will update the following three tables. The following three tables. Number one, BKPF. Accounting document header table. Accounting document header table. Number two, BSEG. Accounting document line items table. Accounting document line items table. Number three, BSIK. Secondary index table for the vendor open items. See, here, for example, FBL1N, right? So for this vendor, right, this is the open item. So when you generate this report, from where the system has taken these values? From the table, right, BSIK. Secondary index table for vendor open items, right? Now, posting of outgoing payment. Outgoing payment means payment to vendor, right? Just give me 1 minute. Yes. Posting of outgoing payment. Within brackets, payment to vendor. F-53. Document date is 2/11/2024. Within brackets, vendor receipt date. Vendor receipt date. Type is KZ. KZ means vendor payment. Company code SS27. Posting date 2/11/2024. Period is equal to 8. Currency INR. Look at the scheme. Here in the document number field, again, if the number assignment to the document type KZ is external, user enters the number here. Right? Write down again. In the reference column, the user can enter the purchase invoice number of the vendor. In the reference column of the document header, in the reference column of the document header of the payment document, the user can enter the purchase invoice number of the vendor. Purchase invoice number of the vendor. Purchase invoice number of the vendor. Towards which the payment was done. I'm sorry, just a minute, one more minute. I'm sorry for the interruption. Crackers have started. So suppose, for example, for a vendor, you have the number of invoices, right? Invoice number 125, 128, 300, and so on, right? So towards which invoice you have done this payment? That invoice number is entered, right, in this column. Next, under bank data, account is 2,100,000. Under bank data, account is 2,100,000. See, we have entered the cash account number, right? But we never make the payments to vendors through cash. Always we make the payments to vendors through bank transfers or RTGS or through checks, etc. So in any case, we have to create the bank account only, right? But we have not yet created the bank account. The bank accounts are separately organized in SAP, right? So how the bank accounts are organized, we will discuss after this topic. Till then, let us use cash account. Business area SS27. The amount is 75,000. We have paid full amount. So suppose sometimes you may pay part amounts, right? So when you pay part amounts, how to process? That also I will explain you after this topic. Text being payment to vendor. Text being payment to vendor. Under open selection, account is 4,501. Vendor account. 4,501 vendor account. Click on process open items. See, when you click on process open items, the system will take you to another screen wherein it will display all the invoices which are pending for payment for this vendor. See, for this vendor, only one invoice is there. Now, observe the amount entered, amount assigned, and not assigned fields. See here. This is amount entered, 75,000. Assigned is 0, not assigned 75,000. So assigned to what? Assigned 0 means assigned to what? Invoice. And not assigned is 75,000. Okay. So to post the payment, the not assigned column should be ensured 0. It's a rule. So if you want to post this payment, right, the not assigned column should be 0. If any balance is there in the not assigned column, you cannot post. It will not allow you to save. See, in the not assigned column, there is 75,000 balance, right? So click on save. Nothing is happening. So always to post the payment, the not assigned column should be ensured as 0. So how to ensure this? For this purpose, the amount entered should be set off against the invoice. So amount entered 75,000 should be set off against the invoice, right? To set up the amount entered against the invoice, the amount entered should be equal to amount due on the invoice. Amount entered is 75,000. Amount due on the invoice also 75,000. So we can directly set off. So how to set off? Keep the cursor on amount entered and double click on amount field of the purchase invoice against which we want to post outgoing payment. See? Keep the cursor on amount entered. Double click on invoice amount. See here. Not a amount entered 75,000. Assigned 75,000. Not assigned 0. Again, I am doing. Look at the screen. Keep the cursor on amount entered. Double click on invoice amount. Not assigned has become 0 now. Click on save. See, document 4,01,000 was posted in the company code SS27. See, the document type for the vendor invoice is KZ, right? For the KZ, we have defined the number ranges 4,01,000 to 5 lakhs. And this is the first payment document you have posted, right? So system has taken 4,01,000. Okay. Now go to menu document display. See, cash account is created, posting key 50. And Aishwarya Exports Private Limited is debited. How can you say vendor is debited? Posting key 25. Write down there. Posting key 25. Debit for vendor for outgoing payment. Now, I am posting the payment to another vendor. Just look, observe the procedure. F-53. I am posting the payment to second vendor. document date 2/11/2024, type is KZ, company code SS27, posting date 2/11/2024, period 8, currency INR, under bank data, account is 2,100,000, business area SS27, amount is 1,00,000, text being payment to vendor, under open selection, vendor number, 4,05,000, yeah, 4,05,002. Click on process open items. Again, keep the cursor on amount entered, double click on invoice amount. Click on save. See, document 4,02,000 was posted. Right now, when the outgoing payment is posted, the system will update 3 tables. Number 1, BKPF. Accounting document line items table. Number 2, BSEG. I'm sorry, BKPF accounting document header table. I think I told you line item table, right? It's not line item table. BKPF accounting document header table. Number 2, BSEG. Accounting document line items table. Number 3, BSAK. Secondary index table. Secondary index table for vendor cleared items table. For vendor cleared items. For vendor cleared items. Okay. Then check vendor line item display. Now there should not be any open items, right? FBL 1N. Vendor is 4,05,001. Company code SS27. Select to open items. Opened key date 2/11/2024. Layout is 1 SAP. Click on execute. See, here under the status, we have selected open items, right? And system is saying no items selected. Means there are no any open items. Then select cleared items. I want to display what are the invoices paid. Sorry. What are the invoices paid, right? Select cleared items. Click on execute. See. Document number 3,01,000. Document type KR, right? You see the status, green color, cleared, right? And for this document type KR, clearing document number is 4,01,000. And the 4,01,000 is KZ. Means this invoice is cleared towards this payment. Sorry, this invoice is cleared through this payment. Right? Now, if you go to FK10N, there should not be any balance. See, debit is equal to credit. If you go to sundry creditors account, FS10N, no sundry creditors, balance is 0. Right? So, part payments. See, actually, there are firing of crackers in our apartment also, right? So, there is a lot of disturbance. Of course, Zoom is filtering the outside sounds, right? But I am feeling very much disturbance to explain you, right? So, remaining things we'll see tomorrow.